Hey guys, Jared Genesis here. Don't mind the rain. If you hear it raining and thunder and it's pouring like cats and dogs over here in Houston, Texas. We probably needed the rain. It's summertime and we had a drought a few years ago. It just like decimated, dude, like it was crazy. But anyways, so I want to talk about James and Mike Mondays. I'm an old fart. They're old farts. So I do connect to their channel, at least somewhat. You know, I like watching them play video games. You know, they're funny. They have a good chemistry together. They I don't know if it's just because they're both nerds or what, but they're amusing. But I just have to say that over time, their James and Mike Mondays shit, it's almost to the point of being unwatchable. Like, I really hate watching it now. I don't know why that is. I mean, I kind of could give some reasons, which I probably will now, since that's what the video is about, but, you know, I just don't really enjoy it anymore. But I'd be interested to know some of your thoughts. First of all, let it just be known, I don't hate Nintendo. In fact, I like Nintendo. I grew up with it. But they're huge Nintendo fanboys, and it shows. You know, the funny thing is, like, out of all the different episodes they've done, they hardly ever touch Sega Genesis. And that's my favorite, you know, my favorite system. If you didn't catch on from the name, I love the Sega Genesis. They played, like, Earthworm Jim, Toe Jam and Earl, a few other classics, Splatterhouse, but they never touch the Genesis, and it pisses me off royally. And when they do, they're like, I mean, they're not like total fanboys, but you can tell they're just like, ba-dee, 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 ba-dee. And it's like, dude, just shut up and enjoy the game. You know what's funny? What pissed me off most of all, which like probably pissed nobody else off, but this was originally a 3DO title, but it got switched to Sega Saturn. It was a game called Gex. Gex is a game. It's similar to Donkey Kong. It's a side scroller. You have power ups, stuff like that. Well, Donkey Kong doesn't really have power ups, but they were comparing it to Donkey Kong, and I was getting like, I was literally getting violently angry as they were talking because Gex is a great game, and they were just shitting all over it, talking about like it was some kind of, you know, just like one of those games that, you know, he reviews on his AVGN where he just shits on it. Gex is not a bad game. James and Mike, you are idiots. Like, really, that made me lose respect for them because I know they were fanboying by the way they were comparing it to Donkey Kong, which is really stupid because they're just idiots. That game isn't even like Donkey Kong. But they were just like comparing it, and you know, it's like, dude, just shut the fuck up. And like I said, just play the damn game. And look, I'm a ranter, okay? 99% of my stuff is basically rants on my channel. So I do like ranting. But really, they need to shut the fuck up when they play because I can tell it distracts them. And no offense to them, but neither one of them are great gamers. I mean, they're average at best. And I know some of you guys are going to tell me, oh, well, Mike Matei beat, you know, what was that, Silver Surfer for the NES. Yeah, he did. And you know how long that took him? It took him like 5 parts. Their best player was by far Bootsy Spankins. And it sucks that they let him go. I don't know why he left, but I'm assuming something must have happened. I personally think it's because he's not a retarded fanboy like James and Mike, and that maybe they just didn't like him because of that. Because now they got some other fat retarded fanboy, this Mike, or what's his name? Not Mike. He has a Mike has a Mike and Ryan special where they both play video games together. I can't stand the guy, honestly. He just seems like a fat retard. But you know, if you like him, more power to you. I cannot stand the Mike and Ryan playthroughs. It's just, Mike is so autistic to begin with. I'm sorry, but he is. I mean, he has all the signs of autism. I don't know how James puts up with him as much as he does. That's got to be hard. I mean, really. And who doesn't like rock and roll music? The only band Mike Matei likes is Elvis. Can you believe that? That's just so stupid. Like, who only listens to Elvis? That's just creepy. I'm sorry, but that's just weird, bro. But anyways, man. So yeah, these James and Mike Mondays, I'm hesitant to watch them because, and look, and I'm not making fun of them for this, but really like they're not that great at games. But see, it's not just because they're inexperienced. It's because they're so busy ranting and just goofing off. And I know it's supposed to be about fun, but really I don't want to see you completely suck when you play a game, and that's just a big turnoff. They just recently played Donkey Kong, and they didn't get any of the special items. They didn't do anything special effort wise. They just skipped through the levels really fast, and I could tell other people were irritated by that in the comments. They're just I don't know, man. I think maybe they would just be better off if they just quit doing James and Mike Mondays, because Mike talks his ass off, and I think that just sort of like disrupts James when he's trying to play. And James, he is just like he's the one who starts going into rants. Like and the Donkey Kong episode, I'll link it in the description. It's actually pretty hilarious. Like 90% of the first one, the part 1, was them ranting about Star Wars: The Last Jedi, which is hilarious because I didn't like the movie that much either. But it was just hilarious how they were just like, they turned it into a huge rant. And look, like I said, I'm a rant channel, but I just wanted to see the gameplay. I wanted you guys to talk about the game. I don't care about your Star Wars rant. I mean, save that for another video, really. People don't want to hear that, bro. I'm sorry, but they don't. They want to hear you talk about games and play. But look, no, I know I've been a little bit hard on James and Mike, and if you're mad at me for that, well, so be it. I'm sorry, but it's just they really need to get their game up. They need to get good, brah. Get good, guys. Not just on getting better at the games, but learn to presentate your videos better. Because I mean, you guys are lucky enough to have a few million subs, and if you take that for granted, you guys are going to lose them. You're going to end up in the 500 sub club. I'm not even joking, James. No offense, man, but your AVGN skits aren't even that great anymore. They become watered down. If you're relying on that to stay in your 2 million clubs, 2 million sub club, you're in for disappointment. If you don't change, James and Mike, I'm speaking to both of you, you're going to end up in the 500 sub club. And I know some of you guys are saying, well, that's still better than you. You only have like 30 subs. And that's fair enough, but I've actually had multiple channels because I speak my mind and I'm not a pussy. And so because of that, I've gotten channels deleted in the past. But all I can say is, like I said, I mean, I do like James and Mike. They do have a good chemistry, but there's just shit that really pisses me off. And especially that Gex video. Oh my god, I was really tempted to unsub entirely from Cinemassacre after that Gex video, because that was just the rationale of such a moron. All that shit they were spewing at Gex. That was a favorite game of mine on the Sega Saturn. I love that game. There was also Gex 2 and 3, which were like 3D games, I believe, for the PlayStation 1. I don't think they came out for the Saturn. It was a little bit later, but I guess that's really all I got, guys. It's they do play some good games. They do. I will give them that. They do play some damn good games on there. But I'm not going to enjoy watching you play a good game if you're just going to rant and suck at the game. Really, you guys need to focus. You need to try harder, or you're going to lose subs. And I'm not the only one speaking out against this. There's other people. If you read the comments, like if you read all the comments or more than just the top comments, you will see there are people who are pissed off at them for this. And, guys, listen, it's just, you got to stop being such a fanboy, okay? I don't care if you don't play Sega games, but really, some of you guys' opinions on shit is just stupid. We get it, okay? Nintendo was good. They had and I'm mostly speaking to Mike here because he's a bigger Nintendo fan retard than James. We get it, okay? Donkey Kong was good. Mario Kart was good. We get it, okay? You don't have to throw it in our faces every goddamn video. So, anyways, guys, that's all I got. So, Hope I don't get attacked too much for this one. Anyways, guys, peace.